All right, we are live.
Yes, we are live.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Unbalanced Podcast. Happy Thursday evening. I'm Kimberly Michelle, and my co-host is
Candy Nicole, how y'all doing?
yeah. So
How
we're
y'all
gonna get into
doing?
all our topics tonight, but later we do have a special guest that is going to join us. We have Miss Kaylin, which is Candace's daughter. She'll be joining us
Yeah.
later in the broadcast. So
Yes.
we got a bunch of topics to talk about tonight, and we're also going to be introducing our new segment in Crazy News. So every week we'll see what's out there in Crazy News, and we'll bring it to you guys. So that will be later in the segment. But
Yes.
first up, we wanted to talk about the migrants that are in Chicago staying at the police station
hmm
for why I don't know. But so Candace, let's get into that.
Okay, so if you guys haven't heard, and this happened a few months ago. The rumor was the governor of Texas sent them here on a bus, allegedly, and he claims that wasn't so. But here we are, okay? Months later, we have migrants that are in the city of Chicago. There are a lot of them sleeping in the police stations. Now,
Hmm.
it was reported that the police station on the west side, some of the officers have been accused of sexually assaulting them,
Oh my goodness.
allegedly. And right now, the city officials are looking to put them in shelters, like create new shelters
Hmm.
that will be for the migrants. Now, a lot of the residents, which I can kind of agree with them on this, are upset because if you guys have ever been to the city, we have our own citizens sleeping under the bridges, sleeping on the streets, especially like on
Hmm.
the south side. There are a lot of homeless people. So the question
Hmm.
is, all of a sudden we have money to build new shelters. You know, the homeless people, to my knowledge, have never slept in the police station. So
Hmm.
they're like, okay, what's going on? Like, we're doing it for other people out of the country, but not for our own.
Hmm. Now, do you happen to know where the migrants are migrating from, or because I didn't catch that?
You know what? No, I can't
Well,
remember
not that it
either.
really matters. But
Yeah.
my take on it is, yeah, you're right. I don't like the fact that they have them in a police station, first of all, because I just feel like that is not safe and it's not
No.
sanitary. I don't know how they're bathing or eating or whatever. And now they're saying that they're being sexually assaulted.
Yep.
So that is all just crazy to me. But as far as them building new facilities, I feel two ways about this because I understand what you're saying about they didn't have the money before, but now all of a sudden they do have the money. But
Right.
I feel like it's a good thing because if they do build more homeless facilities, I don't think they can discriminate and say these are just for the homeless people that were not born in the United States. They would have to accept all homeless people, I would think. So maybe them building these facilities for the migrants, maybe that will also allow some of our unhoused to have shelter as well. I don't know how it's going to work, but I'm hoping that that's how it works. But I don't know. I feel some kind of way about it because we have to. Um, I think we do need to help these migrants, but at the
Mm-hmm.
same time, we need to help the people that are here as
Right.
well.
Exactly.
So
And
homelessness is so big, and I you just can't tell me that there's not money somewhere that they could build facilities for all the homeless people.
listen, I'm with you on that. And the thing is, I was thinking the same thing. Like, the
Hmm.
shelters just can't be for migrants. But when I was reading it, It
Mhm.
seems like there is going to be certain grants that are funded for the migrants only. So I don't know if
Mm.
there's going to be a
So they may
clause
not
in
allow
there.
everybody in, huh?
Right. They may not allow everybody in. And we have, it looks like Kate Nicole, if she's ready
Mm-hmm.
to join us. Hello, Kate Nicole.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Hi. So
Hey,
she's,
Kaylin.
Hi.
yeah, she's like the little younger person here. So you can give us your take on this,
On the homelessness?
the migrants in the city.
Yes. Honestly, I just feel like it's really sad that it's that many people that's just like I don't know. I can't really like say much, I guess. I can't really speak much on it. I just cuz I don't like I'm not fully aware of what their plan is or what they're trying to do, but I do just feel like it is strange that it's like I don't know. It's just weird that there are people on the streets that are citizens of the United States and that live in Chicago, and it's like those people have been neglected for years and they don't really care about it care about them, are trying
Mhm.
to get them help or find shelters for them, but they will for people that are coming outside the country, which I feel like is good but also like problematic because you got people that are there that you should be trying to house as well. Um, but I don't know. I don't really have much to say about that.
Well, Candace, you were telling me about there was a situation, I don't know if it was San Francisco or somewhere in California, where they also have a increase in a homeless population. What was that you were telling
Yes.
me?
Oh my goodness, you guys. And Cherie, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Cherie, I agree with you. We need to help our own first. And it's not being selfish, but it's like, you know, it's sad when you see, especially people that look like me, homeless all of these years, and then now there's a plan. Not saying that they were not getting assistance before, because there are homeless shelters that are in place now, but it just seems like a little bit more is being done. But Kim, getting back to what you were referring to, in California, San Francisco is really getting bad, but the state of California, they're seeing like a increasing number of homeless people. It's been reported that they spent $17.5 billion over 4 years. And it just seems like the population of homeless people grew even after that.
Mm,
And some are saying this, some are saying, well, let's just pay their rent, set them up in buildings, because they did actually build housing for a lot of their homeless people. And they're just saying we need to pay the rent for them. But the
right.
thing is, how long? Because we know the rent there is ridiculous.
Right. I think
So
the reason for all this homelessness is that rent is just getting out of control.
it,
People are not making enough money to live and pay the rent that people are being charged. And I don't know why there is no type of cap or something. To me, there should
mhm.
be some type of cap that you can charge on rent, because it's just getting ridiculous.
it
And the money that people are getting paid from their jobs, it's just not matching. So I
no.
don't know how they expect people to survive.
And you know what? That's what they said, that most of them lost their housing due
Mm,
to various reasons, but the main reason was because the rent increased and their salary did not.
right. Mhm.
So, and this is another thing that tripped me out, because they are trying to actually build more housing,
Mhm.
but they are getting like pushback from some of the builders and some of the people in the community, because they're saying they don't want low income housing in their area, because there's this what do you call it?
Mm,
This thing that if you're low income, you're on drugs, or
right.
you're a bad person. But we know just because you're on low income, it does not always mean that you're a bad person, you're on drugs,
Hmm.
anything like that.
Well,
We're
my
living in.
thing is, okay, go into a low income area and build something. Or I don't know, is that the only place they can build is in this area where they're getting pushback? Because why can't they just build somewhere else? Not that
I
it should matter. They should be allowed to just
Right.
build where they want to. However, a easy fix would be, okay, just go to another area.
But you know what? That's the thing. I think when they're looking at this, they're probably looking at the space, like the land.
Hmm.
So this is where
Hmm.
they have room to
Right.
build.
Hmm.
And it really shouldn't matter if someone needs a place to stay,
Right.
because anything could happen any day. We could all fall on bad
Hmm.
times, because you know how these jobs are. You're here today, gone tomorrow.
Yeah. I
It's
always
just,
wonder how come they don't build facilities like dorms,
hmm
and that way they could house several people. It could be like a high rise or whatever, but they have so long to stay there, get on their feet, and then they have the resources to transition out into getting their own place. And I think that would be a great way to fix the homelessness situation. Is you have all the, and I know it's going to take a lot of buildings because it's a lot of
hmm
homeless, but I think it could be done. These facilities could be built, and you would have to fill out the proper paperwork and do the intake, and then you would be on a program to where you would have to get a job, and you would only have so long to stay there, like maybe 2 3 years or something, and then you have to transition out. And I think that could cut down on the homeless situation.
I agree. And we don't know. They may have things set up like that now.
Hmm.
The other
I'm sure
thing,
they do, but it's just not
yeah,
enough. It's
right.
definitely not enough.
I agree with you on that.
Mhm.
And then the other thing is with this as well, we also need more mental health facilities
Yes.
and more rehab
Hmm.
facilities,
Yeah,
because
definitely.
that's another thing they're seeing in California. Like, the
Hmm.
drug crisis is
Right.
at an all-time high.
Hmm.
So I don't know,
Oh,
y'all.
man, it is a lot.
It
Well,
is. It is.
let's go from this serious topic to this ratchet topic. Let's just go on and make the transition.
We need a little
So,
ratchetness.
um, I don't know. Well, I know you heard about some time ago. I guess it was a few weeks ago. Joseline Hernandez, the Puerto Rican
Oh,
princess, she got into
yes.
a fight. At it was somebody's fight, like a professional fight. They were backstage at a professional fight because she had performed
hmm
and everything. And then she got backstage and she started fighting, or shall I say jumping on, because it was her and a couple more people jumping on this girl that used to be on her show called uh her
Lex.
cabaret. Yeah,
Oh,
the
that
girl's name
cabaret.
is Big Lex. So anyway, the word was she got arrested that night. So everybody thought she got arrested for beating up this girl. Come to find out, she got arrested for beating up the police. Not beating them up, but she got crazy with the cops and they took her butt to jail. So after she fought this girl, she then went over to fight well, the police were called. I think Big Lex, it was put out there somewhere that Big Lex called the police, and she started hitting at the police and everything. So I want to share the video. I'm gonna just show a little bit of this video because it is so ratchet that I don't want to
Ratchet.
show the whole thing. Let me
Ratchetness.
share my
I
screen.
go from hopelessness to
What
ratchetness.
am I doing? My
My goodness.
Safari. I'll do this one. Here we go. Share.
Oh, y'all, this is. Oh boy.
Oh, I gotta put it up here. Here we go. Oh, I just removed it. Yeah. Can you see it yet, Candace?
We
No.
can.
Oh, you can. Why
We
can't
can
I see
see
it?
it.
Okay, let me play.
No white man touch. She just went, hey. Oh
Okay.
wow. Okay. Okay, first of all, before we get say anything else, let me just say TMZ know they get first hand on everything. Okay,
They
they
have
like
it all. They TFZ, they be on it.
yes, what the what exactly? What is
They
going
go and
on
pull the
here?
police cams and stuff. So, girl, here, okay, here's the thing. Like, Jocelyn is obviously on something in that video. She was like a
Mm-hmm.
mad woman, and it just took me back to I don't know if it was season 2 or 3. She snapped like that on stage at when she was on Love and Hip Hop. It was at the reunion, and she just went off and started beating up everybody. Then she even started fighting Tammy Waka Flocka's wife, who had
Mm-hmm.
nothing to do with nothing. She didn't even have anything to do with it, and she started hitting her. She was just hitting anybody who came across her path. So I don't know. And she running around here talking about she's sober and all this. The lie detector test determined that was a lie.
Well, wait a
Mm.
second, because okay, after we said we were discussing this, she was actually on the Breakfast Club, and they were asking her, like
Mhm.
what's going on, and she was like, well, I had a little to drink, and I wasn't feeling well, but
Mhm.
I just can't remember what happened. So she's saying she doesn't remember any of this. I'm like, girl, well, what
Ridiculous.
kind of drugs are you on?
I know.
Well,
I
you
didn't
don't
know.
remember.
I didn't watch that Breakfast Club interview because I just can't stomach her. I did watch a little bit of her Drink Champs interview, but I didn't finish it. But she is it's giving cocaine, but I ain't allegedly. I don't know, but that's what it's giving to me. But she
Yes.
really needs to get herself together because this is not a good look. And I thought she had slowed down since she had baby Bella and she got her new man Ballistic. And
Mm-hmm.
that's why I put in the title that she goes ballistic because her boyfriend name is Ballistic.
Girl, wait, who is the boyfriend now? See,
He was the
Kimberly.
first one that came in that said she needs to go home. Did you see the guy in the white
I,
t-shirt?
I saw that, but is he like a rapper? Who is he?
I don't know what he does or what his claim to fame is.
You
He's
know,
some
K
type of
Nicole?
producer or something, I think.
She just down
Chemical.
there don't know what's going on. Now
Both of
you're
y'all middle names Nicole.
Yeah.
yes.
I didn't know
She
that.
copied me.
Kim, all this time,
All this
really?
time. I never really I think I knew I just never really put it together. But yeah,
Oh,
so I don't know, I guess he's some type of hey Regina, some type of producer or some mess. And I thought he had calmed her down. She had left Stevie J. But no, this girl is out there. And she had the fight with Amber Rose on that show going on BT, the college show. You ain't hear
oh
about
boy.
that?
I've
No.
seen that somewhere, but I don't really like to speak about or like egg her on because I know a lot with TikTok, like especially with the fight video with Big Lex. Because I don't know if you guys saw, but she also had hit a random girl too, and
Yes, she did.
yeah, she did, and everybody
This
on
girl
TikTok,
was just
yeah,
walking past the crowd. And she
and
hit her, but that girl threw her drink at her.
yeah, and she ran away. I would have too, because I don't know what she was on, but everybody was, like in the comments, kind of laughing at her, like, "Oh my gosh, she's like so crazy." But I really feel like we need to stop like letting that behavior, like that ghetto behavior, like just go. Like it needs to be held accountable because she looked a hot
Mhm.
mess. and like people want to just like joke about everything, find everything funny, but you would not like that if someone was like assaulting you for no reason. Like,
Mhm.
especially because I've seen a lot of people like laugh at her hitting the innocent girl, and I was like, I don't know, that's just strange to me. Like, I feel like
Yeah.
it's kind of weird,
You're
but
right, Kaylin. We need to start holding people accountable
Yeah.
because this behavior is getting rewarded nowadays. The more ratchet
Mm-hmm.
you are, the more you online beating up somebody, then you get the views and you get more praise for that.
yeah,
And really, that's all her show is about. Is just getting into it. It's supposed to be about uplifting women, so she says. But I mean, you are the star of the show. It's your show, and you on there fighting the contestants. So how is
That's
this
crazy.
uplifting women?
yeah,
That's crazy. And then it does make you wonder. She needs to watch out before DCFS be on her tail and she lose her
Hmm.
daughter.
Yeah, and they
Because,
were already saying that at one point Stevie J was trying to get custody. Now this would be a great thing to take to court if you're trying to
oh
get
wow.
custody.
yeah.
But
And
I don't know
Steve,
how he trying to get
CBJ look
custody.
good. It's crazy.
oh Lord.
Right, you
Oh
let Stevie
boy.
J take your child. You really messing up.
Oh my goodness, that is great. Okay,
Yeah.
Joseline or Jocelyn, we need you to sit down with that, okay? Because you looking real,
She looks a hot
yeah,
mess. Yeah.
that's a
And
hot
then
mess.
what I didn't show on the picture later, they had to carry her out of there. Like one officer had her legs and one had her arms. And they literally had to carry her out. She was just fighting and kicking the whole way to the police car. And I said, she lucky she got some good cops because they did everything by the book. They did not hurt her or hit her. They handled her with the utmost care, even though she was hitting them. They cuffed her and they put her on in the car. But
You
I
know
was
what?
like, that could have went left real fast.
That makes me wonder. What's the show with the black family? They have superpowers. We used to watch it on Netflix, and
Oh,
everybody in the
Black Lightning.
Black Lightning. What was the
Mhm.
stuff everybody was on? The Crypto Night.
Yeah, it
She
was some green light. That
green
green.
light. She is on that green light because that green light,
I
that
never
green
watched
light.
that show.
You oh girl, you
Oh,
gotta
it's
watch it.
good.
It's
Oh
good.
my gosh.
Yes, the green light would give them these powers where they could pick up cars and they would just do crazy stuff. That's what she's on, girl. You better get
On
off
that
of that
green
green
light.
light. Oh
Girl.
boy.
All right. Well, moving on to our next story. Mr. Jamie Foxx apparently is
Oh,
alive and well. Oh,
yay. You're
I think my
frozen.
battery went out, so I'm gonna switch cameras. Give me a
Okay.
minute.
So while she's switching cameras, we want to hear from you guys too. Let us know what you think about these topics. Drop your city, talk back to us. It's late night. And I know we are not the only ones that are up and that can't sleep.
Well,
And
go ahead and talk about Jamie while I'm getting my
okay, so
camera
Jamie
together.
Foxx, as you guys know, Jamie Foxx, we never really kind of knew what was going on with Jamie Foxx. We just knew that he was not feeling well. Well, long story short, he was actually here in Chicago getting assistance. He was in a rehabilitation center here. And now, go Jamie. Jamie is out. Jamie was he at like Navy Pier or something? He was on a boat, y'all, doing something. And at first, I'm not gonna lie, I'm one of those people that they probably been talking about on the internet, not internet, on the internet, because I had to zoom in like, is he clone? Is that a lookalike? Is that really Jamie? But that was him, y'all. He looks really good. What
So
what do
they,
you have on it?
they said he put out a post. Now I don't know if it was his post or whose, but he put
Yeah.
out a post saying, "I'm real, but Tyrone." He got that movie coming out. They cloned Tyrone, and he was like,
Oh, that's
"They
sorry.
did clone Tyrone, but they didn't clone me or whatever."
Well, I
Mm,
guess
that could still be a lie because
see,
I believe
Here we go with the
here
they
we go.
yeah. Here
I
we go.
believe no, I truly believe they cloned Kanye West, and I also believe that they killed Britney Spears, and they got this girl acting as her, and they got a deep fake on her. because I've been seeing a lot of stuff where like celebrities like they won't really post stuff for Britney Spears unless it's like edited, or they won't really talk about it. Like I don't know so much about Kanye West, but I saw pictures of him that people were saying was him, and it does not look like him at all. But like with Britney Spears, I'm really starting to kind of believe it a little bit because I seen there. I should find it. It says TikTok, but her face
Oh
like
boy, here
moved
we
off.
go.
Her face moved off,
Oh,
and something about how she went to like Selena Gomez went to one of her parties or something. I don't know. It's crazy. But a lot of people were like looking at her strange. Like celebrities are not really talking about it. So I don't know. I feel like she might be, that might not be
where's
her.
the real Britney though?
I
She
think,
said
and a lot
she
of other people
did.
think they killed her. But
Oh,
I don't know.
This that new generation talk. This is that new generation talk. And look, don't be speaking that because we don't need two Kanyes. Okay, we
well, if
definitely.
they did clone Kanye, I'm happy because if that's not the real Kanye, then thank God that's not the real Kanye.
But if it's a clone, he has all his personality, right? That's when they clone. Y'all,
What do you feel
Oh
y'all
about
boy.
tripping.
cloning? Do you believe cloning is like if it works in the right type of situation? Like I'm talking about like let's just say, okay, it's kind of off subject, but like women that are like that are infertile and stuff and can't really have babies on their own, but like or like they can't have babies after they had a baby. Like, do you believe in cloning? Like if cloning was like something that I guess was more talked about and it was like safe to do, like would you believe in it? I guess like
No,
No.
use it.
Mm-mm.
no. Now,
I
I think
wouldn't.
we need to leave God business alone. We don't need to try to
But
clone
maybe we
people.
could clone ourselves and send that person to work. And then we could be out here living our life.
I think mama already doing that. Something she got.
Girl, hush, hush.
Oh
People can
God.
see this. This is public.
Oh, sorry, y'all. She do her work. I'm sorry.
I, my work gets done. You can ask
Oh
my
my
supervisor,
God.
honey.
Oh
Okay.
Lord.
But no, what are some of the comments here?
Mhm.
Nowadays I don't put it past them. You know what?
That's what I'm saying.
It's- y'all, it can't, y'all,
They're
no.
dark. These celebrities in Hollywood, we don't know half the stuff they're doing.
That's
Like,
true.
we don't know
Yeah.
anything. I feel like that's just like a whole nother world. And you know, people be selling their souls and stuff and doing all these rituals. Like, I don't know.
Well, they have put out a few movies on this cloning stuff, so I assume it is possible that you can clone people. And they say they was cloning chicken, which is why I do not eat at KFC anymore because they said that those were cloned chickens at KFC. I don't know how true it is, but I believe them. They said the chickens at KFC don't have heads, girl. It's just a
Wait,
body.
just
'Cause
at KFC?
well, that's the only one I heard. It's probably by now, this was so many years ago. By now, I'm sure churches and everybody else using the clone
Yo,
chickens.
churches definitely is using clone
But
chicken.
for KFC, it just made me feel some kind of way when I heard that. I'm like, I'm done with them. I ain't eating no more KFC chicken.
But you know what? We're laughing about this. Well, I am anyway. But really, they are saying that now they're going to do like this modified version of meat.
Hmm.
That's the thing. And I did see I it was either ground beef or something I saw on there where it said genetically modified. I'm like,
Oh
what?
my
What?
gosh.
Y'all ain't
Yeah,
gonna tell it what we've been eating
I
or what
know.
we're
That's why
eating.
we all need to just get vegan because that way we know. But I mean, now even the plant-based stuff could be genetically modified. So unless you're growing it in your backyard or on your patio, I guess
Them
you ain't
seeds,
gonna know. The
them
seeds
seeds
probably modified.
James
down.
said, cause all that
The
KFC
KFC
chicken
chicken ain't
ain't clone.
cloned. Ah, that's just because he probably love it. But no.
I do,
Kind of heard that
James,
too.
James, I do too. That chicken is not cloned. I don't know what they
But
talking about.
yeah, you. But if KFC cloned, I'm sure Popeyes and all of them cloned as well.
Hey,
So I
Denzi.
don't know.
What about?
But
Oh, okay,
Denzel,
yeah. What about Buffalo Wild Wings?
No,
oh
that chicken
yeah,
real. That chicken real.
Oh,
I saw
Buffalo.
see,
somebody had the wings on it when they was cooking. It still had the wings, so that chicken is real.
Oh, and
see,
I don't fool with Buffalo Wild Wings, because all they history with being racist. So I do
What?
not spend my money there. Yeah.
Look, oh, see, Kate Nicole quiet on that.
Never mind.
The
That
chicken,
chicken is
she
bad,
doesn't want to hear
y'all.
about
That
I
chicken-
take my business over the wing stop.
No,
Yeah,
I
they
meant
had.
Wingstop. That's what I meant. Not
Oh yeah, I love Wingstop. Yeah, Buffalo Wild Wings. I have experienced some stuff there a couple times myself, and they've been in the news. Y'all remember that time the it was a big family and their kids had just got through playing baseball and they took the whole baseball team, not the whole team, but a bunch of them to eat, and the hostess was like asking them what their race was because they got some customers in there that don't want to sit next to black people.
when was this?
Oh, this was years ago. This had to be like over 5 years ago.
And this was
You ain't hear
Buffalo
that?
Wild Wings.
Buffalo Wild
I
Wings.
don't
Yeah.
like their chicken anyway. And I when somebody said it, if I don't prepare it at home, but I ain't gonna lie, because I do eat Popeyes and KFC.
you be eating McDonald's too.
I love churches. Cherie said churches. I love me some churches and them okra, but it's hard to find churches around here.
So
Like the
y'all are
closest
the
one is
two.
in Maywood.
Wait a minute.
I
So
could talk
y'all
about food all day if we're gonna do this.
wait, no, I'm just thinking that you and Cherie are the two that's keeping churches open.
Right.
Cause y'all stop that.
But
Close
I
them
love me
down.
some churches.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Oh,
I heard
man.
they didn't clean their chicken allegedly.
I don't think
Cause
no
I
one
don't.
cleaned that chicken. And you
Oh,
know, I
I
used to
didn't
work
know.
in a chicken plant. You need to clean that chicken.
Yes,
Because if it drop on the
yes.
floor, we picking it up and putting it in a
What?
package. What else you gonna do with it? You better clean it when you get it.
Oh, you mean in the chicken plant? You guys.
Right.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh Lord. Okay. Well, look, I don't know how we went from Jamie to chicken.
Right.
Oh, because y'all talking
Cloning.
about cloning,
Cloning. So
cloning.
yeah, but okay, here's the thing. I feel like Jamie Foxx needs to put out a statement. I don't care about this. It ain't none of our business. Yes, it is our business because if it's out there and it's being talked about, you're a celebrity, you're a public figure, it ain't gonna cost you nothing to go live and say thank you all for the prayers. I'm fine. That's all you got
Right,
to do to put
right.
everybody's mind at ease. And he should have been done that instead of his daughter putting out that crazy story talking about he was playing pickleball.
Wait a minute. This is the thing. Do you think that he was really sick or ill, or do you think it was more of like a mental? Because sometimes they need
Mm.
to.
Yeah, I believe he was really sick because he was in the middle of filming and he couldn't finish that movie. I
Okay,
mean, that
so
still could be a mental breakdown, but it's giving stroke. That's what, because if anytime you have to do rehabilitation, it's either a stroke or you hurt yourself physically. Usually,
yeah.
that's rehabilitation. So if he had to come here to go to some rehabilitation specialist, that's what I'm thinking. Because at first they were saying it was like some brain aneurysm or something like that.
Right.
So I'm guessing, I don't know. I don't even want to speculate, but no, I don't think it was mental.
Well, we're just happy that you're doing well, Jamie,
Yeah, because we know he watching.
or Jamie Clone, whichever one, whichever one of
Oh,
y'all are out
God.
there. We're happy you're doing well.
All right. So where did Kaylin go? We lost Kaylin.
She'll be back. She had to take a break. You know how
Okay.
these are. They're not millennials. What's our age? Gen Z.
I don't know what I got lost after the millennials.
Yeah, don't be talking. Don't ever group me with a millennial
Yeah,
because
because they
Oh,
in their
oh.
30s
not
now. They
her.
damn near 40, the millennials.
So
Is
what are
Denzel a
you?
millennial or he a Gen Z? He can't be a Gen Z. Is he?
We don't know. We don't know what you are. Are you a Gen Z?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, you know how they are, Kim. Go ahead.
Wait a minute. Somebody said they like the apple pies. They do got some good apple pies at
Yes,
churches. Yes. Do
they
y'all
do.
remember? Now, these from my old schools. They got some pretty good biscuits at churches. But do
Yes.
y'all remember when they didn't have the biscuits? They just gave you that dinner roll, that soft. Dinner rolls or
Yes.
chicken. Oh, I used to love that. They should still have them dinner rolls. Okay, stay
Wait,
focused.
wait. But speaking of the
Go
dinner rolls, y'all, we be all over the place. Okay. But
on.
speaking of the dinner rolls, now I'm from Louisiana. We have this place, Southern Classic and Chickadilly, and they still serve the
That's
dinner
our
rolls.
country.
Okay.
Chickadilly.
Girl, you can look, laugh at me.
Oh,
That chicken is good.
Lord. I bet it is though.
Girl, it'll make
I'm
you
gonna have
want
to
to
go
slap your
down there with
mama.
you so we can get some of that
Yeah.
chickadillies.
And then you could come back and talk about it. And that gas station chicken. Don't y'all judge me. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's too far.
Oh Lord. Okay, now we're gonna get into our crazy news of the week. I'm sure everybody has probably saw this by now, but if you did not, get ready for a treat. So, I'm gonna cue up the video. There was a guy who decided to go and rob a nail shop, and I don't know what he was thinking, but let's just take a look.
Wait, pause it. We
I'm
need to
not,
let the we
I
need to
haven't
let the
played it yet.
people. Okay, don't play it yet
Okay.
because we need to put a disclaimer out. If you are eating or drinking anything, put it down right now.
Yeah.
Because we don't want you to choke. Because right now we
Oh,
just, we don't have insurance to cover y'all. So I just had to tell them that. Go ahead, hit play.
okay. All right. Here we go.
Um,
This is the end of it. It's going to start over. I just want to make sure we didn't miss anything. Okay.
I cannot.
Oh my gosh.
I cannot.
Girl,
Oh,
I was like, okay. He it's so many things in this video. First of all, it's the bag, pointing the bag as if you have a gun in the bag. Dude,
right.
what is this? Some 70s exploitation movie? Ain't nobody believing you got no gun in there. Them people was so unbothered. They was like, me no speaking English. They acting like they don't even understand what he's talking about. The one lady, she gets up and walks out, but she don't leave. She
No.
stares at the door. Like, I still want to see what's going on, but let me just move. But for me, it was the man taking the phone
Yes.
call.
Yes.
He was like, hello. No, well, I don't know how he answers the phone, but you getting robbed and you still taking phone calls.
He was
Oh
like,
my gosh.
hello,
Right.
2 p.m. We got you 2 p.m. I
Credit card
was
money
like,
too? 2
wait,
p.m.
but it was like the guy robbing the or trying to or whatever he was doing. He was
Mhm.
just like, okay, like what's going on? Y'all not moving?
Right. And then instead of him getting more aggressive, he just throw his hands up and was like, forget it, and walked out. I'm like, dude, how many times have you tried this and it actually worked? Because them people wasn't giving up nothing.
No.
And I think the two ladies sitting in the corner was waiting on their ride. I don't even think they was waiting to get on theirs done.
They were so unbothered.
They
And
were.
And you know what we have? I'm looking at the comments. I'm sorry because I'm going back and forth. We got everybody hungry now. Sis, how is your heart? She's a millennial.
yeah, I'm sorry if I offended you.
No, she likes to call me old too. So you just wait, keep living. That's what I told her. And Cherie said she has a bowl of butter pecan ice
Well,
cream.
I hope you wasn't eating Cherie when we watched that video, because man, I watched that video over and over. I was laughing so hard.
Right, exactly. It's the walkout.
It's the
He was
walkout
just
for
like,
me.
I guess I'll leave. They not doing anything.
I
Oh
I'm
wonder how
like,
man,
he felt when he walked home or when he got his car.
I
Like,
know.
embarrassed. Like, I don't know. Like, what? How do you feel after that?
Right, I know he really embarrassed now because he all over the news.
And did he
Shoot.
get arrested? I heard he was getting arrested.
Oh, I don't
I
know.
don't
I
know.
hadn't heard. That would be crazy because you got arrested for nothing. because you ain't
You even
accomplished
get a con.
anything.
If I'm gonna be behind bars, like I'm gonna at least have 50 grand. Like
Yeah, something. Man.
Now, Cherie, don't be talking about you choked, girl, because we told you to put that ice cream down. No
And
eating
how
or
much
drinking.
money you thought you was gonna get out of a nail shop anyway? And most people pay with credit cards nowadays. People need to stop. They really just need to
no,
stop.
I don't know about them nail salons now because every time I go, the price be increasing. That's
Yeah, it
why
is $100 minimum a pop. But
I'm
most people paying with a card. Ain't nobody really paying with cash like that. Oh, let me tell you, some of the comments and stuff said, didn't nobody want to mess up their nails by going in their purse to get the money.
I cannot.
Oh Lord. And
I
somebody
cannot.
else said, the dude was probably like, pick your color and sit down. Cause sometimes they don't even look up. They just hear the door
No.
open and they be like, pick your color. I'm like, wait a minute, I brought my color, so or
Well, get it and
whatever.
sit down.
Right.
And then I'm like, why is your hand in your man bag? Like, was that
Right.
supposed to be your
Right. And I said, he'd have been better off with his finger in a pocket. That looked more like a gun. He got his bag. Talking about, where the money at? Everybody give me all the money.
Wait,
Oh, Lord, that was
wait a
funny.
minute. Wait, here it is. Give me your money. Y'all see? God don't like ugly. That's why it's fading out. Give me your money. Give me your money. Okay, y'all. I'm sorry. It's when it
Oh,
get late, you get
God.
silly. Okay, yeah, that was crazy. Right. How do you get arrested for armed robbery? And I guess because of the arm. Because it wasn't really a robbery.
unarmed.
Oh, my gosh, girl. It was
Okay.
something else.
I'm sorry. That's a good
Lord.
question though. Oh no.
They said
That's
they're on
Uh,
crazy.
the lookout for him, so I was like, mm.
Let me get my next little screen together. Okay. This next story, is about my girl, and I feel some type of way about it. Um,
Uh-oh.
This is about Beyonce's estranged brother, but I don't like to call him that because technically he is Matthew's son. It don't have anything to do with Beyonce. But here, let me share my screen. So apparently, right before Matthew and Tina broke up, which is Beyonce's parents, um, he had a downside baby by this lady on the screen. And so I think like a year after the baby was born, that's when they finally got their divorce. So now the mother, she decides to come out and do an interview with the Sun, the SUN magazine. And she's saying all this stuff about how her son is crying because he wants to know why Beyonce doesn't like him, and she's complaining because they live in a trailer and Beyonce lives in $150 million home that's like 10 miles away from them. So let me just read some of these quotes from the article. Today she reveals that Nixon is the son. He's 13 years old. Why does that person? Why doesn't that person love me? And I feel like the only way this boy even knows about Beyonce being his sister is because you keep telling him, that's your sister, that's your sister, probably every time you see her on something. But I wonder if she's telling the boy about Solange, because does he have a relationship with Solange? Why is it just Beyonce that she's pulling out of a hat? Because I don't blame the son, I blame the mother. So another quote is the singer's daughter, Blue Ivy, 11, joined her mom on stage during a performance in London last month. The youngster has been indulged in ways most kids can only dream of. She was given a $50,000 Barbie doll for her first birthday and has use of an $80,000 playroom with a jumbo TV screen. Nixon's most treasured possession is a $250 Nintendo Switch game. He enjoys cooking HelloFresh meals and playing basketball in the park, while most of his clothes are from TJ Maxx. First of all, I would like to say, if y'all can afford HelloFresh, y'all ain't doing that bad.
I
So
can't.
there's that.
I
But
can't with
my
my
thing
friend.
is, the mother is like, how you gonna compare his life to Beyonce's life?
Hmm.
What does Beyonce have to do with this? This is not her child. Why is it her responsibility to make sure that you and your son's lifestyle is as great as hers?
You know what? Now I agree with you on that. I do feel sorry for the son because that's his sister. And I think, and I know this is where we disagree, but I think she should have a relationship with him because that's her brother, but she shouldn't be forced to do it. You know what I'm saying? And I do agree with you in that the mom should not compare them because Beyonce is not his mother. Beyonce is his sister. So the things that her kids have should
You're
not
not gonna
even be
have
compared
them.
to anything he has,
Right,
you know.
exactly.
And then talk to Matthew if you need.
Right. Why you not asking him for stuff? And I'm sure she gets child support from Matthew. So, I mean, I don't know how much it is. But the other thing, okay, so is Beyonce expected to have a relationship with every child Matthew decides to father?
Well, that's a good point, but they are her siblings.
Because he got another one. I think it's a little girl.
But see, this is what I don't like because they are trying to make Beyonce kind of come across as a deadbeat dad. She's not a parent to this boy or a deadbeat sister. She's not. Because everything is her relationship with her estranged, and it's like who lives in a trailer. Well,
Hmm.
okay, you're not the only person, and you're not going to be the last person who lives in a trailer. Like, so what?
Hmm.
Get over it. She does not owe you anything. Talk to your,
Talk
I
to your
think,
baby daddy.
right. Talk to Matthew about
Shoot.
this.
Matthew is his father. If you want to live a certain lifestyle, then call him. But I'm sure he ain't making that much money no more because he no longer manages Beyonce. But he's
Right.
still Destiny's Child manager, I think. When the last time they did something.
And then I don't like how they put this either. And I know this is the article, but the mom, she's working with them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he shops at a discount store. Look, we just talked about homeless people. Now I'm about to go off. We just talked about homeless people earlier during the
Mm-hmm.
start of this. What's wrong with shopping at a discount store? If that's what you can afford,
And TJ Maxx is not that discounted.
exactly.
I
I like
mean, it
TJ
ain't like she
Maxx.
said the Goodwill. They shopping at the Goodwill, and I'm going back to these Hello Fresh meals. Y'all ordering home delivery kits. Y'all straight.
Well, she needs to stop. She needs to stop doing that. I understand having a relationship because they are siblings. But wait a minute.
Mhm.
Was he a love child or was this after
This
Tina?
was during the marriage, but it don't matter to me. I
No.
mean, but it was. This is pretty much the straw that broke the camel's back on their marriage. When Tina found this out, that's when she filed for divorce because he had another child.
Well, let's talk about it because that does make a difference.
Mhm.
It would be different if the child came after the marriage. That
Mhm.
now this makes more sense to me. See, I didn't know that. If the child came after the marriage, because sometimes just imagine, and I know everybody may not be like this, but if your parents are together and then you find out that your dad has been cheating on your mom with a lady and now she has a sibling, most people, and I know it's unfortunate, but most people are going to be like, that ain't my brother.
Mhm. It
You
would be
know,
different if he got remarried after Tina or
right.
started a relationship after Tina. But that boy, the Nixon, the child, was born in 2010, and they didn't divorce till 2011.
Right. So see, I that's yeah, so that would be why. And then you never know, maybe she doesn't want to form a relationship because, she doesn't know how her mom may feel about that. I'm sure it was a lot of
Mhm.
hurt, emotional hurt going through
Mhm.
that. Eh, That makes a lot of sense now.
And I
I'm not
think
saying it's
too,
right.
Matthew would be the one to broker that relationship. So I doubt very seriously if he is trying to broker that relationship. with Beyonce or Solange. He probably feel like I can't dare bring this up to them because of how the child was conceived. So
Mhm.
Beyonce wouldn't be the one to just reach out to the boy. It would have to be Matthew saying, "Hey, I'd like us to meet up, and I'm gonna bring my son." But the other thing is, they could forget anything now because now that you went to this newspaper, Beyonce would never be seen within 100 miles of you because she's so private. And if you would do this, whatever meeting y'all have or meet up, you would share everything she did in that meeting with the press. So she'll never do it.
That's a good point. So I guess my suggestion to her is maybe, do what you need to do and have another sibling that he can play with because it won't be Beyonce.
It won't be what's her name?
Blue
Blue.
Ivy. Yeah,
It
I guess
won't be
not.
Blue Ivy. Yeah.
Yeah, so sorry. And that's unfortunate because the kid,
They around the
he's
same
innocent.
age.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
sad. But I mean, I don't, what can you do? Sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Well, moving right along.
Oh
Oh,
boy,
honey, this is a shame here. I'm like, what is happening?
everything.
So, this is Ernesto. Now, his name is Ernest Williams, but he goes by Ernesto, which I don't know why, but hey, if he want to be called Ernesto, we're going to call him Ernesto. So, do y'all remember that commercial? Ernesto Borges, he was the bankruptcy attorney. He in Chicago. He always had these ads. Nobody remembers. Okay.
I think that was before my time.
But anyway, Miss Shirley Strawberry, and I really hate to put her in this because this is not of her doing, but we all know her as the public figure. Miss Shirley Strawberry, who was on the Steve Harvey Morning Show, her husband Ernesto has been charged with fraud and possession of child P on his computer. I don't know if it was a video or if he had a picture or something, but he has been ordered to stay away from children
Hmm.
on his bail release. He's been ordered to stay away from children. And Shirley Strawberry's, y'all can't hear that, can
Mhm. The baby probably got scared. You saying he's been urged to stay away from
you?
children?
Oh, God. So stay
No.
away from children. That's our sound effects, y'all.
Right, right. Yeah.
Also the one I still don't know what's going on with this. He's also been ordered to stay away from animals. What you doing with the animals, man?
Well,
Oh
he
my gosh.
okay. So let's go back. Allegedly, they found the child P videos on his computer.
Hmm.
Also, allegedly, as far as the animals, allegedly there is a video that he had of himself, allegedly, with oh, this is so, but I gotta tell the people, right?
Right.
With his mouth on a horse's private piece.
Candace, where did you see that? Because I did not see that.
That was when they were discussing, like they had the courtroom case. They mentioned
Oh,
that during court.
yeah,
So
I
they had
saw the
court
court thing.
Zoom, and that was something that had come up that allegedly he had this video of himself, with the horses. Yeah, so I'm just like, okay, is he on this stuff that Joseline is
Hmm.
on?
That green light. Girl,
Where'd she go?
She
wait, I think I
she
was trying to put
removed
us
us.
all, yeah, I'm trying to put us all on here along with Miss Shirley Strawberry, but I don't know. I don't be knowing what I'm doing. But anyway, okay, so also the fraud charges were that he had been taking folks' money
Hmm.
and like telling them he was going to help them get their business started, and he would just be scamming the people out their money, but he was going to help them with their branding and start their business and all that. And allegedly he had a partner too, some other lady. Now the first part that came out was his partner was also the girlfriend, but no, The partner's just the partner. The girlfriend lives in Florida, and he had a girlfriend he was going back and forth to in Florida. Now, this is the other part I don't understand. I think it was either the partner or the girlfriend. One of them has a house right next to Shirley Strawberry.
Mm-hmm.
He lives right next door,
Mm-hmm.
and that house is in Ernesto's name.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what's going on, but it's a lot going on, and they didn't want to let him out on bail because they thought he was a flight risk, and he was talking about going to his wife's boss house in Belize or somewhere. I don't know, somewhere out of the country. They didn't mention Steve Harvey's name in the court. They just said his wife's boss. But we all know who his
Right.
wife's boss is. But yeah, this is really unfortunate. And everybody's looking at Shirley some type of way. But this is not her fault. But it does make me think, is she really this dense? Because she does come off a little naive on the Steve Harvey Morning Show. But you can't be this naive, ma'am. You didn't know none of this was going on. And she wrote a letter to the judge encouraging him to
Mm-hmm.
release him on bail. I was like, wow.
Now that's what is confusing me. Um, I can't remember if this was said during court or if it was
Mhm.
on one of these blogs that the assault charges are allegedly were also against her daughter and granddaughter.
Yeah,
Like
I saw that too.
he did something inappropriate with her daughter and granddaughter. And
Hmm.
you mentioned them living across the street. Was this the house? Because they were saying that he owed like 2 months rent. It was some lavish house and the rent was like $7,000 a month.
Oh, I don't know. I'm
I
not
don't know if that
sure.
was with him, with Shirley, or with the girlfriend, but
Hmm.
allegedly they were renting this house. It was like $7,000 a month. They
Hmm.
bailed out on the rent for like 2 months or something and just
Hmm.
left the place trash. So I'm wondering, did she know about this stuff?
No, it was probably in Florida because they're saying this girlfriend of his lives in Florida. So I don't know. But girl, this is just a mess. And then I was thinking about Shirley's daughter. So I've been listening to Steve Harvey show for a long time, and the last time it just seemed like it wasn't that long ago. This little girl was like 13, and now
Mm-hmm.
she got two kids, and I'm like, well, wait a minute, how old is she? And I think I did the math, and I figured out she was 25. She's 25 now, and she has two children. And I'm like, when did she have these two babies? Because I don't know, I would think she would just be getting out of school like a couple years ago. But just because you're in school don't mean you can't have a baby. But still, and Shirley did not raise her daughter. So the daughter lived with Shirley's mother for, I think, all of her childhood. I don't know if she ever lived with Shirley. I'm not sure. But I remember Shirley saying that she was asking her daughter, did she want to come live with her? And Steve was making a joke saying, who gonna cook for the girl? Because Shirley don't cook. And I was like, why is she not raising her child? But
Well,
I don't know.
I don't know, but Steve was the one that put them together, correct? He introduced them.
That hasn't been really confirmed. They keep saying it was a friend. We don't know if it was Steve or some other friend, but I think it
Okay.
was Steve. I don't know. I know he proposed on the radio show, so Steve definitely knew him.
And then, Steve, you wrote this book, and Shirley's always like, Steve, you're the best author, Steve.
Oh my
So, girl,
God.
did you read the book? Or did you just tell us Steve is the greatest author?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Because
this
she didn't see
man,
this coming.
exactly. And the
Mm-hmm.
thing is, this guy is in a lot of trouble. Like, he
Mm-hmm.
has done some terrible things.
Right. Yeah,
He
he's definitely possibly
allegedly,
gonna do some time behind this. And
right.
I hate it for her because this is highly embarrassing. And plus she's about to lose her husband. So this is just unfortunate for all parties involved.
Now, is this going to affect her job?
I doubt it.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Because you
But
know how they do in Hollywood, child. They'll drop you in a
Yeah,
minute.
you're right. Yeah, because they do work for what is it?
Is it Viacom or
Viacom or one of
one of
those.
those
Yeah,
places?
but I
Yeah.
doubt it because I don't know. I don't think she's ever going to speak on it, and as long as she doesn't speak on it, it won't grow legs.
Mm.
Because half the people that watch the show or listen to her show probably don't even know about this.
Well, as my mama would say, there's a dead rat on the line. And I'm hoping that these allegations are
Mhm.
not true because some of those allegations are horrible.
They
Yeah,
are,
it's
yeah.
bad.
More
See,
sound effects.
yep, got the sound effects for y'all.
Good
Oh my
child.
goodness. Let's see where are
Mhm.
we getting this from. So if you and I should have had all of this down, right? But if you just Google Shirley Strawberry's husband, everything
Mhm.
pops up. And
Yeah,
yeah, and they
it's
will
all over the blog.
all over. They will actually show you too the court case. I guess, instead of being in the courtroom, they were on Zoom.
Mhm.
And, people on the internet, they get a hold of everything. So that's
Mhm.
actually out there. Um, Child, it's a mess. That's sad. I do feel bad for her because she seems like a nice lady. And y'all, this is another thing, real quick.
Mhm.
Watch who you're dating. Watch who you're dating. I tried to tell Kay Nicole that down there because when you first start seeing early
I was
signs,
about to say who's Kate Nicole, but go on.
you might as well just said Beyonce.
Oh my gosh,
oh,
go on,
you
girl.
know,
Sorry.
yeah, but when you start seeing early signs, don't, and I'm not calling you out, I'm just speaking in general, okay? But when you start seeing, I'm her mama, so you know how we
I'm
do.
saying this, y'all, because I know Kate Nicole, but I've never called her Kay, so it was just threw me off. But go on.
But no, seriously, when you start seeing like the early signs, run. Don't even walk,
Mhm.
run. Because the thing is, you're thinking you can change a person.
Mhm.
Mm-mm.
And I
Because
know a lot of times as women, we try to give people the benefit of the doubt because a little something shady will come up or a little lie here or there, and you like, well, it ain't that bad. But girl, that's just the beginning of the snowball. Oh my gosh.
mm-hmm.
You have to be very
Mm-mm.
aware because, like, if you're not changing them, then they're definitely changing you, and they're gonna make you be
Mm.
like this person. Like when you're with like a bad person too, like I feel like it'll start to like transfer to you. Like you'll start kind of acting like them, or I don't know.
Mhm.
You just really do have to be mindful because you don't want to be like that type of person that they
Yeah, you are the company you keep, and they say
Mm-hmm.
look at the closest five people you hang around, and that's who you are.
are.
Oh, that's
From
true.
Ethan.
That is true.
Well,
Yeah.
luckily, I'm always alone.
Hey, what are we, top liver?
Oh, but no, I do hang around y'all. Okay, so I'm good. I can't even hardly name five people I hang with. I'm just never with anybody.
Yeah,
I'm
but
like Hero. I hang with him. He's only three.
that's a grandbaby.
Denzel,
Mm-hmm.
you, and that's it. I don't, and you very seldom.
Yeah.
So I don't hang around nobody. I
Well,
should. That's what people tell me I
Y'all be
need
on
to
that
get out there.
Facebook and that TikTok and all them apps. So
wait.
Oh Lord, I guess I'm those people.
Cherie says she's thinking about that too. That question, like the what
Mm-hmm.
five people, and COVID too, because
Mm-hmm.
since COVID, I don't know. It's like I've become an introvert
Mm-hmm.
since COVID,
Yeah, people that used to not be introverts have kind of become introverts.
and it's kind of sad because I'm like, oh, like
Because
I like people, but
yeah, when it gets to the point where I'm asking people to go somewhere, it's bad. Because I don't go nowhere. And I'll be like, hey,
yeah,
you want to go? And people be like, mm-mm, no, not today,
And
not
there's
this
so much
weekend.
going on too. It's just like you really have to watch the company you keep because you
Hmm.
just don't know who's who now. You
Yeah.
know, it's
Hmm.
crazy. But
Kaylin,
any
did you have any topics you wanted to discuss?
Um, well, I kind of want to talk about Housewives a little bit.
Okay.
I don't know. I was thinking about Atlanta Housewives, but I feel like they've been kind of boring this season. I have seen the preview where they talking about Drew and all the
Mhm.
allegations with that. So I feel
what
like
Oh, have you?
allegations?
Yeah, go ahead.
that she had an affair, I guess, with this, I don't know, this lady, I don't know, named Ty or something. I don't really know. I wanted, to see more about it. It looked like, I don't know, because this, for some reason, I feel like this season is kind of giving like low budget. Like it's not really hitting like the other seasons. But
It's not. They need a new cast. It's just boring.
they need to bring Portia back. They need to bring Phaedra back. Well, I don't know. Phaedra's a little problematic for some.
Phaedra's not gonna be back as long as Candy's there, but I wish Phaedra could come back. Hell,
Mm.
I wish Nene could come back.
I wish Nene could come back too.
Hmm.
Because I feel like Kenya does add to the show, but I need somebody to challenge Kenya more because she's been getting on my nerves. And I feel
Hmm.
like nobody's really like, I mean, Marlo, but it's like they always have like petty back and forth. But like,
Hmm.
like Nene, I feel like really shuts Kenya up. Like, she needs to like come back. I don't
Right. And Sonya, what you think of her?
I actually was not a fan of her when she
Hmm.
first came, but I'm starting to like her more this season because I feel like she hasn't been rocking the boat as much. Because that's usually who I like end up liking. Because a lot of them are like I like them in moments and then they do something that I don't like. But with her, I feel like she's been really keeping her ground and she's been like kind of consistent so far this season. I
But
just
you
feel like
don't think she's picked her side with and aligned herself with Marlo?
yes, but I'm not mad at her for it because that's the thing. They get mad at Sonya, but they disrespect Sonya constantly. Like Kenya does. Like they don't really like treat her like they want to be friends with her, like Drew and all them. So I don't
Mm-hmm.
really I feel like she's just going with who treats her the best. And I feel like Marlo treats her the best at this
Mm.
moment. Like I saw Candy, getting mad, I think at her for being in the middle or something. But it's like I don't really feel like Candy shows that. And honestly, I feel like Candy has a very small circle. Like I feel like she mainly is friends with them for TV purposes, but I don't think
Hmm.
she really like messes with them.
Yeah, they not her real
Yeah.
friends. She just
Mm-mm.
worked with them. Did you hear about? Well, probably not. I heard a couple of bloggers suggesting that Drew's sister may be her mother. They wondering if it's her mother. And you know how when people have kids young and the grandmother raises the child as their own, because she looked more like the sister than she do her mother, and her sister is very protective over her. And so somebody put that out there, and I wonder.
That's funny that you say that because I was telling Kay, I said, why does her sister look older than her mom?
Mm. And
Because
her
she did.
sister is what, in her 50s or something?
I don't know, but she,
But she's 20 years older than Drew. Her sister is 20 years older than
So
Drew.
do you think Drew knows? Like if
Mm-mm.
that is true, do you think she knows?
Nope, I don't think she knows. If it's true, I don't think she knows. You know, she's so in the air with everything. But yeah, I don't think she know. I think she really thinks that's her sister. And we don't know either. It probably is her sister, but it could be
I
that
mean,
that's her
yeah,
mother.
her and her mama do kind of look the same age. But has the dad ever been on the show? Or did he pass away?
I think because he's in the nursing home. She just went to
Oh
visit him
yeah.
recently in the
oh,
nursing home. I don't know if they showed him though
Mhm.
on the show.
I mean,
But
because yeah,
go ahead.
sorry.
No, go ahead, Kate.
I was just gonna say, yeah, it's possible. I mean, for you to look very close like your sister or whatever. So,
Right, yeah,
I don't
true.
know. The
I
genes.
think it's the age gap that's giving everybody the side eye that we're giving the side eye. It's the big age gap because that is a huge age gap between children. 20 years.
now y'all don't play because y'all know we do that. Like my husband, his siblings are 20 years older than he is. He's like,
Really?
yeah, because back in the day, they always have the oops baby, and then everybody
Mhm.
else is like grown, and then you'll have your nephew that's your age.
Yeah, I guess it does happen. That is true,
Hmm.
but it's rare.
But I can see that's interesting.
Yeah,
I can
but
see
I'm
it.
starting to kind of like Drew again. Now, let me tell y'all why I never liked Drew.
Uh-oh.
Because she slept with Derwin and she knew that was Melody's man on the game.
She was not Drew on the game. Or yes, she
She
was. She
was.
was
She
Drew Sador.
was.
There's a
Oh my goodness. She is okay. You need to.
Oh gosh.
Kimberly is referring to her character on the show. Okay. You can't hold that against her.
No,
She's a good
no.
little actress too. She
I'm
was
He
just
so
like a
is.
crazy. I'm like, I
yeah.
do not like that Drissadora, knowing she was playing a part. And all these are fictional characters. But I just started liking her again. But you know, it took me a while to forgive Usher for cheating on Chili too. I'm just now,
Oh.
well, I've been forgave Usher maybe about 10 years ago, but it took me a while. I hold a grudge. I still ain't forgave Alicia Keys for taking that lady husband.
Oh, she just went on. But Drew, I don't like how they play Drew. Like, they pretend as though they like her, and then whenever they go in those one-on-one
They shade her.
confessionals, then they're talking about her.
Hmm.
I'm
That's
like, I
her
don't like
body a lot, but I don't see nothing really wrong with it. Like they always got something like negative to say about her body, like Marlo especially. I don't get Marlo. I can't even get started on Marlo, but I really like Drew too. But it's just sometimes I don't like Drew when I feel like when she gets too much attention, sometimes it goes to her head. So that's why I feel like
Mm.
she needs to. Because I remember when they got into that fight recently, and she was like saying, "Oh, Marlo was all up on Candy," but she really wasn't. She was just, I think she just got hyped. I don't know. But it's like stuff like
Mm.
that makes me like look at her like a little side eye. But other than that, I feel like she's pretty, she is likable. I think they just be, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like they are kind of jealous of her a little bit, especially
Of
Kenya.
Drew?
Yeah, especially Kenya. I really feel like because Kenya
hey,
wishes her acting career like really soared off and like went places, and it just she was always playing a side chick, and I feel like
Mm.
Drew like actually can really act. Like I
she
don't know.
Yeah.
can.
To me,
And
the
you know,
best role Kenya ever played was, remember when she was dating the guy on Girlfriends?
William,
William, yeah. She was dating William for a hot second, and he was trying to make his other girlfriend jealous with her.
I don't remember her on
You don't remember
Girlfriend.
that? Yeah, she was on maybe a couple of episodes on Girlfriends, and you remember his other girlfriend, the short lady that
The
always wanted him
policeman.
to be. No,
you're,
no, not the policeman.
uh,
The one that was real
Oh,
bougie and would let him drink girly
I know you're
drinks
talking
and
about.
all that.
Yes, Monica.
Monica, yes. So
Hmm.
he was trying to make Monica jealous, but he was dating Kenya Moore, but she wasn't Kenya Moore on the show. But that was funny.
See,
But
I don't
anyway,
remember her on
do you
Girlfriend.
guys watch Sisters? Cherie said, "What about Sisters?"
no, I want to
I
start watching
never
it.
saw it. It's on BET, right?
It's on BT. I saw like I started watching the first season, and
Hmm.
then I'm still stuck on episode 2. But it seems like it's a good show. Is it good? We'll have to let Cherie tell
Yeah,
us.
Cherie, is it a good show? Because I have never seen it, but couple clips of it. Yeah, it does look like
She said
it
it's
is a good
awesome.
show.
Yep. Because they're in what season are they in now? I know they've had a lot of seasons. We'll have to watch it, catch up on it.
Mhm.
Oh, and one more thing, let's touch on, then we can wrap up. Do you got Candace? I know you do. Kaylin, do you watch the Housewives? Not the Housewives. Um,
Huntsville.
Love and Marriage, Huntsville.
Mhm.
Yes, I do.
Okay, did you guys see Kimmy's interview with on TGIF?
Mhm.
Kim, where y'all be at? Kimmy and Maurice did an interview trying to clean up that interview he did with what's the guy, the producer guy,
Carlos.
King,
Carlos.
Carlos King.
Mhm.
Okay, did you see the interview with Carlos King?
No.
Oh,
You know you keep me up to date with this stuff.
Y'all know the social media is better than the actual TV show. The social media is in sweeps weeks, and the TV show about to get canceled. So anyway, Maurice gets on to Carlos King's podcast and says that Kimmy was having sex with him because she knew he needed it, and even though she didn't want to, she just laid there and took it because she knew that's what he needed. But during the time, she was going through chemotherapy and radiation and all
Right.
that, and he was just still demanding sex from her while all this was going on. And even after she told him, I really didn't, well, she was pretending as though she didn't mind, wasn't telling him, I'm really in the mood for this. But I have to tell you, this fool, I'm going through chemo.
Wait
So,
a minute. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. Let me hear the whole
no,
story.
no, that's the whole story. He was still thinking, he was still having sex, and then she finally told him on the show that no, I never really wanted to, I wasn't in the mood, but I just did it because I knew that's what you wanted. And instead of him saying, oh no, you don't have to do that for me, he was like, high five, good going, girl, you really love me, you gonna sit there and suffer through it for me. And I'm like,
What?
yes.
See, I told y'all everybody is going crazy.
No, I
I
feel like Maurice has all. I mean, Marceau and Maurice are like really the same person, and
They're
I feel like people are
brothers.
missing that. Like people,
Maurice has just been able to hide it more.
yes, they're both
Hmm.
manipulators and narcissists, and it's so clear. It's just like I don't know, like they, I don't know, and I feel like Kimmy, she's getting tired of it too, because we seen like with Monster how he was trying to tell her like basically it was her fault, like she needs to step in more and all that with him, like when
Hmm.
I don't know, and even how basically she can't parent him because of her relationship with Kiowa, but when the truth is in all actuality he just doesn't spend time with his son. Like I
Right.
just like he's, I don't know, playing her on this show out tonight. I don't know. And another thing is too, I also feel like he was kind of dating her while he was still together with Kiowa, because
Hmm.
now seeing all the stuff he's been saying and how he acts and stuff, that like wouldn't surprise me.
Here's the thing I think that happened with that. I believe that he and Kiowa were on the outs. He met Kimmy. He probably had even filed for divorce, but he was telling Kiowa that it's a chance they could reconcile and get back together. He's still fooling around with his wife, but he met Kimmy and decided not to go back to his wife. So I don't think it was like, yeah, she my side chick, but I believe it was he was just not being honest to either one of them. He was
Hmm.
still had one foot in with his wife, even though he had filed for divorce. They wasn't quite divorced, and they were having conversations like they might not go through with the divorce. But then Kimmy, he was probably telling Kimmy that, oh yeah, I'm divorced, I'm getting a divorce, and I'm through with my wife and all that. So um, I'm gonna pull this up. Cherie wanted me to pull up. I'm gonna pull up just a snippet of Maurice talking to Carlos.
Wow, I didn't even know all of this went down. That's crazy. And while she's
Uh,
pulling that up, I do agree with Kim on that because at the time when he was with Kyle, they were still in Michigan and he had been traveling to Alabama back and
mhm.
forth. So it's a possibility that Kimmy never knew, but because even though on this last episode, you could tell they're trying to like clean it up because she wants Kyle to come out and say, don't say that I slept with your man.
Right, and I'm like, why are you talking to Kaiwa about this? You should be talking to Maurice. Should be the one putting it out there, saying that no, absolutely not. Kimmy was not a side chick.
Yeah,
However, he is not doing that because he
right.
knows that he was double dipping. But don't
Yep.
go to Kaiwa asking her to save you, and you didn't defend me. And Kaiwa was like,
Yeah,
that wasn't my job.
She was acting, if you guys go back and look at that last show, she was acting just like those women in that nail salon. She was like,
Oh, okay, y'all talk amongst
okay,
yourselves while I find this spot.
okay, she's going to find that. But he definitely seems like a manipulator because even with the situation with his son, he's trying to put that on Kimmy, and you can tell the little boy looks depressed because he's not staying with his mom. He's living with his daddy, who's not spending time with him because the daddy even made a comment, saying, well, I spend time with him. I take him to school and pick him up. No, that's dropping him off. And the little boy said, on the way there and coming back, you're fussing at him. So
Yeah,
I
that is
don't.
not spending time with your child, dropping them off at school. And see, I've been through some a little similar to this where the parent wants the step parent to step in and be a full-time parent, but a step parent is not supposed to take over the role. They're just there to support and assist.
Mhm.
They are not
Right,
supposed to just jump in and be responsible for the child when the child has two able-bodied parents.
right.
So he wants Kimmy to do everything that Kyle would do. But no, I'm here to support you, not
Hmm.
to just take over and let you go off and do whatever it is you want to do, which is nothing. And then exercising with him and all that. None of that stuff is fun. Why can't y'all go to a, a gaming center or something fun for the boy? And you talking about y'all, we got boot camp and we got all of this stuff. I'm like, dude, okay, hold on. I'm gonna share this.
Oh boy, boy, boy.
Can y'all see it? No.
No, not yet.
Okay.
Well,
That's why they shouldn't get on these reality. What'd you say, Kay?
no, I was gonna say I agree too. I was like also getting annoyed when he was like having a whole lecture with him. Like he's heard enough of the lectures. Like you should just be playing basketball. Like that's how you really create that relationship. Oh, it's on.
Right.
Come on, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're right.
Right. Okay. Let me play. Let me fast forward it a little bit.
you might you might be out of control. And I needed to see if I actually had control over myself. And
This is good. Okay. What's the
Is
longest
it?
you've been without sex?
longest I
I can't get nothing past you. You said Carlos Ice stupid inside the line. Yeah.
Okay, I cannot find the exact
I
spot.
can't get nothing past you. You said Carlos Ice stupid inside the line. Yeah.
inside the ones I created.
What I'll do is I will drop the link in the chat
Hmm.
later when I actually find the spot where he says that he was okay with Kimmy, giving him sex, even though she didn't want to and she was doing chemo. But yeah, he is something else. I was like, dude, and then okay, so he does this interview. Then to clean things up, they go on TGIF, which is on Fox Soul, to try to clean up what he said. This dude gets on there and doubles down on what he said. He said, yeah, and I'm gonna stand behind my words. And Kimmy is just sitting up there looking like she would rather be any place but here because he is really making her look foolish.
Oh boy. I hope that's not another
So,
couple
yeah.
that's going to dissolve. That's the thing about these reality shows. Like, if you're already having issues, don't do a reality show
Mhm.
unless you really want to get out of the relationship and you feel like the reality show is going to help push it along, then do a
Mhm.
reality show.
Well,
Because,
I kind of disagree with that because I feel like your marriage already. I would if we went on a reality show and I was married to somebody. Anyway, I was married to somebody and our marriage like ended. I would say like I'm glad that it ended because clearly you were not the person for me that you let a reality show in our relationship. So I feel like
Mhm.
in a way like it's not the reality show. I feel like people just really like just have the right platform to show their true colors. You know.
but the reality show makes it worse because if you're already on the rocks and if you are trying, but you're saying if you're done, you're just done. But what if they're trying to really work on their relationship, like repairing it? Then being on a reality show, that's not going to work.
Mhm. It's not
Mhm.
gonna work. But
We've seen
okay,
that.
guys, let me play this one. Now, this is the cleanup interview from TGIF. This will give a quick synopsis of what he said.
A sad case of a man. Love and Marriage Huntsville
Sad
fans
taste.
slam Maurice for demanding intimacy while Kimmy goes through chemotherapy.
He's
Kimmy,
awful.
what is your response to the backlash that Maurice has been getting lately?
Sorry.
You know, I want to jump in, say something.
I was horrified too with some of the language. And I spoke about having a situation where it was the reverse. I had a man that has issues. I want to ask both of you. Kimmy, I want to ask you first. Do you feel the pressure? Like, if I don't satisfy my man, even when I don't feel good, am I nervous? Do I feel a way about the future of my marriage? And Maurice, if you could take back what you said, would you rephrase it, or do you stand on exactly what you said?
So for me, like I said, we filmed it and everything. For Kimmy, I never felt like he was going to leave me. That wasn't the case whatsoever. However, even before our chemo issue came up, we already had conversation about our sex life. We talked about our sex life before we got married. So this is like an honest statement. In Kimmy's world, I had made up in my head 7 days was the limit. Like, I would never make my husband go more than 7 days. I don't care if we're angry. I don't care what's going on. That was always Kimmy's rule in her head. And so in this case, we went about 2 weeks, and I was like, ugh. So it was my choice because I know that that's fulfilling for both of us. It's fulfilling for both of us. Like, at the end of the day, he's not the only one missing out. I'm missing out because I don't have the same climax. I don't have the same arousal. You know what I'm saying? So I never had that conversation based on the fact that I thought he was going to leave. I know I love my husband, and that is a big part of our world. I don't physically hurt. It doesn't hurt me to have sex. It doesn't do that whatsoever. It was just the arousal of the moment and the climax that is very different for me. So I'm just not getting the same fulfillment out of the sexual activity that he was.
We got it. So let's get Maurice in here. Maurice, do you think it was selfish for you to force your wife to suffer through it while she was fighting for her life? Your words.
Your words. Now, those are my words. And I'm going to own the words that I say. However, you have to take everything into full context. I didn't have knowledge of her suffering. I didn't have knowledge of her rolling over and giving it to me when she didn't want to, right? Or didn't feel the need to. At the end of the day, this is the thing. She's surprised
Look
to
at
have me
Kimmy's
on
face.
television talking about, you know what? I'm not getting it. I'm faking it. All that stuff. Like, listen, it's on national TV. So I'm like, oh, really? So you're faking it. This whole time I'm thinking that you're doing it. And it puts everything into context when you watch the television show and then you actually see the interview. Because for me to find out that she's faking it, and then for me to analyze the situation and say, it's admirable for her to do this because, number one, most people that do things for you let you know that they're doing it for you. They don't let you find out later on, oh, wow, you were actually hurting or you were going through something and you were sharing that and you were doing it for me. So, of course, I would change my words and give better context in any type of interview. However, I still think that
You don't
do it.
you don't think it was a little cringy to even want to have sex with her while she was going through that? And I ask that because typically if somebody's not feeling well, we don't make them cook. We don't make them wash the dishes. We may not make them take the kids to school, and all of those things are oftentimes considered a wife's duty. You didn't think it would be all right for her to forego that one duty while she was going through this?
See, this is the thing. We weren't doing it on the days she was feeling good. Unless I didn't know that either.
Okay, that's enough.
Oh, yes.
You get the point. I mean, he just don't see nothing wrong with this. Your wife is fighting for her life.
Mm-hmm.
Going to chemo. He talking about we didn't do it on the day she didn't feel good. How would you know? She was just doing it to be doing it because she felt like if she didn't, you was gonna go out and get it somewhere else.
That is really sad. And the fact that he was saying, I didn't know that she didn't feel well, like, that's your wife.
Right.
How do you not
talk about
know
that later? How do you not know?
that you know that she didn't feel well? And like you said, I don't know. This whole thing, this was them trying to clean this up. He's showing
It
like,
just
hey,
made it worse. Right?
yeah. He's just showing who he really is.
Mm-hmm.
I could tell like Kimmy was really trying to convince herself hard on that interview because she had said something twice that made me laugh. What did she say? She said something, but she said it like two times. Like she was like, yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. And it's just, like, it's sad. Like you can see that, like, in a way, like this is like typical for the relationship. Like it seems like he always gaslights her or makes her feel like, what he's saying is always right. So she's always like second guessing herself or trying to convince because like basically she was saying how the word choice he used was disrespectful to her, and then he went back and said, yeah, I still believe in it. Like, I don't know, it's just
Right. He said he gonna own his words.
Hey,
Hey,
Lando.
Orlando.
Maurice is showing his true colors because you can tell when the cameras roll, he tries to say the things that sound good. But when those cameras go off, and then I guess with Carlos, he was a little laid back. So he starts saying all of this stuff. And if you guys could see, I know this body language. And you could tell when Kimmy gets really upset and she really feels hurt because her nose will start like
Nose
spread.
spread. She was sucking her teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was upset in that interview. I could tell because she did this interview trying to protect and help him. Like, come on, tell the people you really didn't mean it like that.
Right.
And this fool get on here and say, "Yes, I did. I did mean it like that."
Exactly. I'm telling you, she's like all about this image thing. Like when she had that conversation with Kiowa, like, you told people that I was the coleslaw. I got that term from Kim. Yeah, that I was the coleslaw. I was not the side chick. I didn't know. And it's like, if you were not, then let it go. Like the old people say, a hit dog collars. But if you're not, don't worry about it. Let it go. I don't know.
Happened so long ago. She should stop talking about it. But see, Maurice done convinced her that she has a problem with Kiowa. She said she did not have a problem with the girl. But Maurice like, no, y'all still got a problem. He want them to have a problem so that he can use that as an excuse as to why Kimmy and Monster are not getting along or whatever. But your relationship with your son is y'all's relationship. It ain't got nothing to do with Kimmy.
Exactly. And that's what he was doing. Really, he was deflecting because the conversation that they had was supposed to be about the three of them. It told was, what's the mom's name again? Kiowa, the mom, the son, Monster, Kimmy, the stepmom, and Maurice, the dad. So they were having this conversation because Monster is having issues in school. It's kind of like acting out. So they know something is going on here. So Kimmy tried everything in her power not to say, Maurice, you're the problem, until he just started deflecting so much. She was like, no, you're not spending time with him. And then what did he do? He circled it back around to her having an issue with Monster's mom.
Right.
So, trying to clear himself. And that's exactly what this is. This whole thing. That's what, oh, Lord, see my nerves.
Well, let's go ahead and wrap up, ladies, because we have been on over an hour and a half.
Yes.
Unless anybody else has any topics they would like to discuss. And also, people, if you are watching this on the replay and you have some topics that you would like to discuss, please put them in the comments so that we'll know. And we'll touch on those in the next episode. And also, we wanted to start a segment where we answer questions or give advice on people's situations. Like if you have a situation and you're not sure what to do, or you just want a second opinion on what you think you might want to do, let us know. And you can also, if you want to be anonymous, you can email me at kyarbouugh@gmail.com. And you can just say, don't say my name on air, or don't say who it's from or anything like that. And I'll just leave it anonymous. And again, that's kyarbouugh@gmail.com, kyarbouugh@gmail.com. So if you have any questions or need advice on something, or if you would somebody like Maurice and you just don't know what to do, just let us know and we'll talk about that. and
We
get more
do have,
advice.
before we leave, there is a comment here, but I want to say something before we address
Okay.
Orlando's question. I
Mhm.
was showing this keep me different God. I don't mind being left out. If you guys can see that,
Mhm.
I'm
Mhm.
showing that because this shirt came today, and I'll drop the link in here from God is Dope, and it was free.
Mhm.
So thank y'all for
Oh.
my shirt. I love it. I love it. So Orlando's comment is before y'all leave, what's y'all's advice to someone who is looking to start over in life?
That is a good one. So, Candace, you go first.
See, okay, I would say Kayla, but she's just starting her life. So, my advice is, you know what I'm going to say first is to always pray about it. Pray about what it is that you want to do. Also, make a list of things. So, what exactly when you say start over in life, is this like career wise, relationship wise, exactly, or just period? But whatever it is, I would have a list of pros and cons, and maybe even if you find that it's something that you can't do on your own, like you've prayed about it, but you're still like, I don't know what direction I'm going in, I would suggest to maybe get a life coach. And
Mhm.
there's nothing wrong with getting professional help and seeking God. Nothing at all, because that's why He places these people here. So I would definitely say get a life coach if you find yourself kind of stumbling on what you want to do, but definitely write your goals down, see what's achievable. And I know we have always been taught to, like, how do they say it, we've always been taught to whatever your weaknesses are, to strengthen those. But what I'm learning, and I actually read this somewhere, we should actually focus on our strengths instead of our
Mhm.
weaknesses, because with your strengths, those are more attainable. I'm not
Mhm.
saying don't work on your weaknesses, but don't focus on your weaknesses first. Focus on your strengths first. That's my
Right.
take. Kimmy?
Mhm. Okay, so I would say everything Candace said, yes, definitely. But I was watching a clip of Oprah the other day, and she was saying when you want to find out what you want to do in life, think about what you don't want to do,
Mhm.
and that will get you to where you want to be. So, in writing your list, think about all the things that you don't want. So, whether this be a career, relationship, or just how you live your life, think about all the things you don't want, and then go over to the list of the things you do want. And the other thing is a life coach would be perfect. So, just like people have coaches in basketball and everything, a life coach will help you get on track and stick to your plan, because you'll discuss with them what you want, what you don't want, what you want to do, and they will just help you to figure out how to carry that out. And most jobs have EAP. Is that what it's called?
It is
EAP? And
employee assistant program. I think it is
right.
EAP.
And they have life coaches for free. You can get so many sessions for free with your EAP plan. So that is something I would think to do. But yeah, if you're thinking start over, you gotta just start with a game plan and figure out, okay, this is not working for me. What would I want to have out of life besides what I'm doing right now? And then take those bullet points one by one and figure out how you can get there. So if you know you want to change careers, you have to figure out, okay, what type of job do I need to go for? And then figure out who's hiring for that job, start applying for that job. Do I need more schooling for this job? To qualify or whatever. So that is my advice.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
yeah, I just want to add everything that I agree with everything you guys said, but I think it's really big that you, like you guys said, life coaches like have someone to keep you accountable. And I know, like, for me wise, like relationship wise, even with like education, if you truly want to like start over or like have a new start, you cannot be surrounded by the same people that are not like pushing
Mhm.
you. So if you're around
Mhm.
people that don't share your same goals or are not like constantly elevating you or pushing you in that direction, I think you also need to let them go. Because you're never gonna really be able. I know when I was just in my relationship, I always wanted like all these things for myself, but I couldn't really do it because I had this thing, like this person holding me back constantly. And like ever since they left, like I've been like taking on new hobbies, and like honestly, it's been really fun. Like learning how to cook, play the piano, doing nails. And it's like I never would have like explored those interests if I was surrounded by people that were not even pushing me or motivating me to like do better with my life. So I just feel like also making sure you're.
That's a good point, Kaylin. Yeah, you definitely want to hang around the people who you want to aspire to, because like we were saying earlier, the 5 people you hang around, that's who you are. So I remember when I used to be in a book club, and I was only in that book club, we only met once a month, but those ladies were people I aspired to be like. And just having that monthly meeting with them, it just always reminded me of how I could shoot for more in life. So surrounding yourself with people who are like, they're already doing what you want to do, or they have the same goals. That's really good. I might get Kaylin to be my life coach.
I know. Look, and I was saying she doesn't have anything because she's so young. But look, out of the mouth of babes,
the best advice out of all of us.
Right, exactly. And you know what? That's another thing too that I'm starting to understand. You know, you hear it said that if you're the smartest person in your circle, get out of that circle.
Yeah,
that is so true, because now I notice, like you said, Kimberly, like my friends that I'm surrounded with now, some of the women are older, some of them are younger, you know, some of them are the same age, but we're just on like different levels of life. And I'm like, these are some boss women. You know, they're teachers, they're principals, you know, they're attorneys, doctors, you know, so you can learn a lot from different people. And that's really good advice, Kaylin and Kimberly.
Yeah, that was good advice.
Hey, so I hope that answered your question, Orlando. We are here to help.
And I'm 7 weeks locked.
Yeah, looks good. Woo! It really looks good too.
Thank you.
It looks really good. Well, I guess we have talked ourselves until we can't talk no more.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching the live stream. And if you're watching on the playback, thank you for watching too. Thank you for staying with. If you stay with us this long, you are really appreciated.
Wait, and you know we have to end every session with our You know we have to listen to the words before we say it out.
We need a dance for this song.
I know, we'll have to make up on it, put it on TikTok. Bye, y'all.
Bye.